Okay. All right. Why is this not... Oop, that's your ear. All right. Hi, Wilson. Hi, me. Okay. Are we... Is it set up? I think we're set up. All right. Hi, Road Talker and TNB and Nick. All right. So while people are submitting... So on Monday, Draken and I placed a bet for how well his team would do in honor. He bet that $10. He bet me $10. Hey Draken. Srikant instructions are here and down in the video description. Hey Birdie. 6-star veg is good. Hi Pawns. Hi Alex. So, I can tell you now, and first of all, I won mine. I won my bracket, so my bet was good, but Draken won his bracket. He actually won his bracket. Now, I did buy a Google gift card, so I owe him $10. I owe Draken $10, and so... It's here on video. I lost the bet, and so the code, I'm giving him the code. And, man, how did Revan lose? Basically, it came down to this fight with Revan on this side, having basically exactly the same team. Hey, Outsider. Amelia. He's doing good. He killed Lorelei first. Hey, Ali. Hey, Envision. Oh, wait. He killed Kurt. Oh my god. Themis just wiped his team. Hey, Ezwan. So right there, that match. If Revan had won that match, I think he would have gone on to take the bracket. But... because For Fun won that one, he had no chance. For Fun had no chance to win this bracket. And Seven Dick lost first round. So, I've just DM'd Draken a $10 Google Play gift card. It is how it is. So congratulations, Draken, and he's in top 8. So, here we are, and I gotta fight Llama Man. Team submissions started already, actually. Remember, if you submitted last time, I'm not gonna handle your team this time. And I can see people that one of the people that submitted already submitted last time. I'm looking at the last set of names, and immediately Mikero, you're ineligible. You already submitted. Let me see here. So I wish you guys would the first team starts from Alex Vogel. So I'll start that in a sec, but before we get into it, I wanted to go through the end of Turkey because I have a decision to make. If I get a pie from this, that's it. I get Tears of the Goddess. If not, I gotta do like $30. So, oh my gosh, this right here, this is the $30. I really don't want to pay $30. I really don't. It's like 3 tries at 5% to save $30. And I don't want to spend it. Even if I don't get it, I don't want to spend it. No. 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 God. Ah. So what do I buy? Like, I don't know what to buy here. This is my end. This is it. I'm done. I might make it to one more try by the end, but for the most part, I'm done. If I got one pie, I would have bought this. Like, it's so close. It's right there. So in order to get this... Hi, Jin. In order to get this, I needed to buy... Oh, 30 isn't enough. Hi, Brutak. Let me see. Wow, I actually need to spend 50. I already bought this card. So... Mackenzie codes expire. Alright, so because it's $50 more, I'm not going to do it. 120 to get Rag and Themis, that's about right. Hey, Cash. Alright, so what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to buy the Themis, and then I think I'll just YOLO a diamond key. Should I get 2 diamond keys? Alright, so we'll buy Themis. Should I just buy 2 diamond keys and say whatever? I'm kind of tempted to do that. Hi, Noct. How far am I from a hero? No, I can't get a hero. Okay. Because basically 1,000 pies gets me 10 keys, and I can just buy 10 keys from here. So it's 1,200 gems. So I feel like, hey Timo, Noct, if you don't have a T4 Scold, you buy a T4 Scold, or you buy Scold copies. That's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You buy Scold. She is too good to not buy. Alright, you know what? YOLO. 100 by the end of the day? Yes. If you already have Scold, you can consider buying Themis. Themis is pretty good. Alright, so let's buy... Hi, Snipe. Let's just buy diamond keys. Do not do this at home. Don't do what I just did. Because for most other people, they should not be buying the diamond keys. But what is it right now? It's Assassin. Mage is... Dang, Mage is very far away. Alright. So I'm ready for... if you have Themis and Azza... If you have Themis and Scold, you either buy Azathoth if you plan to make him, or you buy Scold towards a second Scold. But, I mean... This down here, this is here for a reason. Let me make it bigger. This right here, this is here for a reason. Okay? This is your buy priority. If you already have Scold, you can move down. If you already have Themis, you can move down. This is the answer. Obviously, if you don't reach Ragnarok or Tears of the Goddess, you don't buy those. Benjamin, you can buy that Azathoth with Moonstones, honestly. Unless your Azathoth will directly affect your team right now, then who cares if you can make him T4 or not? Energy summon. Should I just YOLO this? If you only have one pie. Well, so the point is, if you made it to 2200, you get a free pie from here. This was one pie. So if you made it to 2200, you got this for free. You buy one pie, and you make it to Skuld. Easy. And I think most people made it to 2200. You didn't? Does that mean you didn't log in that often? You bought one pie? Wait, so you didn't make it to 2200? Did you pre-idle? Benjamin, you make your own decision at that point. Because they're both evenly distributed, it doesn't matter which one you buy, because you can buy the other one. So I guess you can take Azathoth. I mean, the ultimate answer is buy whichever directly benefits you right now. But if one of them is not going to make a significant difference immediately, then you should get Skuld. $1,800 right now. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I bought 1,300. So I made it to 2,300 or 2,200. I'll make it to over 2,400 by the end. So like somehow you didn't log in well enough, or you didn't pre-idle right, or something. Like you should be at 2,100 right now. Most people should be. 1,900 is not enough unless you got a Skuld unless you got a pie for free. 2,150 is perfect. You are on par to get about 150 to 170 from now all the way to the end. No. It's been 3 hours. So 150. Like right now, from now to the end, as long as you log in every 8 to 10 hours, you can get 150 from now to the end. How do you pre-idle? My gosh. So I spent 120 on this event. I bought one package and I bought the card. And it got me to Ragnarok. Not as good as I would have liked it to be, but what do I do for a living? I do medical billing. All right. So I forgot to set up my thing. Oops. Kurt and Detlef don't really go well together. Classics, I'm telling you, most people would have made it to a 2,200 for free. Detlef, did you not listen? I said people will get 150 more from now to the end. Marquito, I got one pie for free. So I had thought that maybe I had a chance at getting both artifacts, but I didn't. So I wasn't going to spend any more to get the Tears of the Goddess. So I said, forget it. TNB, I'm not going to do team questions today. Godslayer, most people with extra key or with extra stuff should be buying gold keys. How do you get a pie for free? Every time you trade 100, you have a 5% chance to get one pie. So if you got lucky, I got one pie out of 3,500. I know a lot of people didn't get any. Speaking of which, let's see what my alt got. Alright, so this account got... Oop. Wow, 0 pies and 2,100. Oh well, but I'll get 60 more by the end, so this account will get a free Themis. I'm not too worried about it. I will get a free Themis on this account. It's easy. This account did not buy any packages whatsoever. So not terrible, not great. I'll take it. So 2140 is some people should be there. Min, you should buy gold keys. Oh, well, I mean, Godslayer, if you only have a pie, then why are you asking me? You literally can't buy anything else. Skuld and Moonstone Shop? You should, but only after you have like 5 or some odd copies. That account is VIP 4, but it hasn't had money spent on it in a long time. And this account is VIP 7. It's very close to 8. But I'm trying not to go over to VIP 8. Alright, guys. General idea, purchase priority is down there. Let's get to 50,000 for Azathoth. Not worth it. Absolutely 100% not worth it. And how did you do that? Just to buy keys? Alright. So let's start with Alex Vogel's. Wow, VIP 8 is not $10,000, but thanks. Okay, so here's Alex Vogel. So VIP 0, 3 T4s. Oh, this is a good team. Aegina was not a good early T4, but I'd say so. Wait a minute. Are you sure you didn't submit last time? Yeah, you didn't. Okay. Aegina is not super rare anymore. Honestly, I'd give this team a good 7.5. These filler heroes are kind of worthless, but I guess if you can't do anything, you can't do any better with this aura. Because if possible, you'd like to have someone else here to fill in the aura, but you know, it's fine where it is. So, not a bad team, actually. Very... Good night, Benjamin. Thanks for stopping in. Oh my god, I have too many windows open. Hi, Ahmed. Roman should be still open, yes. Alright, this is Cry. CR.Y. Wow. Hey, Magic of Music. Today was pretty solid. By the way, heads up, there will be no stream tomorrow because it is Thanksgiving. So I'm going to dinner with my parents and yeah. So the funny thing about this team, this guy already has a 9-star fodder. But please don't use it to make Medusa your first 10. That's such a waste. You don't have fodder for Verthandi? Zach, that depends on what your T4s were. Having Verth Freya alone is like is a solid basis. Like if you have those two, you're good. Okay, so man. Amelia. What? No, I started streaming. She wants me to pet her. Okay, so man, this team kind of hurts to see because I feel like you're so stuck for copies. Verthandi Phoenix and Aegina is not as good as Verthandi Freya and Aegina. Freya is better in that situation. You don't have a lot of damage. Aegina is way too squishy as an early T4. And Phoenix does no damage alone. Like, compare a damaged Phoenix to a damaged Freya, you'll see a difference. Freya is more RNG, but she also has a higher top end than Phoenix can ever reach. Like, Phoenix is very rarely going to be the reason that you win on a team like that. It's pretty much all going to be massive damage coming out of Verthandi. Or hopefully Aegina, but Aegina is kind of like whatever. Probably if you fight a Detlef, your Aegina dies turn 1, and then you're pretty much screwed. Or turn 2, I mean. Alright, so this team is you're kind of stuck, but I don't know the rest of your bag, so I don't know what you're working forward. Waiting for copies on these is good, but like you don't know how long that's going to take. So you may want to consider leveling up some alternate heroes in the meantime, because Detlef is obviously very bad at this level. You could even consider Vivienne, because she's pretty good early. But I can't see the rest of it. Uh, 30% extra on Verthandi damage compared to an entire Freya's worth of damage is not as good. Phoenix used to be a strong team carry back at 10 stars. At T4, it's not anymore. Amelia, no! Alright, look at this cat. Look at this cat. She's sitting here staring at me, waiting for me to walk over there and pet her. But she doesn't want me to just pet her. I have to stay there with her. So, it's not so easy. Amelia! Come down here. Silly cat. So, Vivienne is a better choice than this Detlef, just because Detlef's bad at 8 stars. But this is the kind of point where you're just stuck. So you're going to have to save until you can pull your Miracle Eyes and get fodder for these two, and work from there. So this team, where it is mediocre. It's not amazing. It's not terrible. I think 6. 6.5. Maybe 6.5. Hmm. 6 or 6.5. I'm not sure. Hey, Nathan. I'm going to say 6 because you've got some strong star discrepancies there that unfortunately is out of your control. So once you pull those Miracle Eyes, your team's going to get a lot better right away. Because Freya is very easy to get. Yeah, and then Zach, how good is your team doing in PvE? Like, I bet that Freya team destroys you in Planet Trial. They can go a good 5 levels higher than you every single time. Lorelei... Wow, blank. No. No, Lorelei is way better. Hey, Ja. Alright, you know what? I'm going to bring this cat over. I'm going to put her over here and let's have her be a little bit more quiet, maybe. By the way, Mikuro, you are ineligible because you submitted last time. So we'll move on to Thought Destroyer next. You, cat! You! No, I'm not staying here to pet you. Come here. Come here. Meow. Look at this cat. You are so in the way all the time, cat. This cat is so in the way. All right. Noct, you could have submitted on Discord all this time. So here's a cattail for you. She's going to run around my desk. Cool, Ja. Also remember that I was holding her on her back and she doesn't mind. Willie... Oh, I see. Do you use Khalil or backline Kurt? Cash, you could have submitted... You could have been submitting for the last 30 minutes. Okay, so... Huh. In this team, Detlef's not that amazing. Hydrogenus. Noct, there's a YT team critique channel. It literally tells you right here. Hey, Yassine. Okay, so, Willie, here is the question for you. Does your team win in 3 rounds? Or does it die in 3 rounds? If they have a really strong team that your goal is to survive their skills, then you would rather have Kurt. If you have the burst damage to take them out in 3 turns, which I don't think you do, you would use Khalil. So I would say you use Kurt as a stronger defense option to survive their burst turn. I'd say if he's fighting people that don't have Skull, Detlef is most of his damage. If they have Skull, Detlef doesn't do so hot. That's my thought. Yassine, you don't really need healers, but why do you need a healer other than Vivienne? What's wrong with Vivienne? Yes, Kurt would be on the front line, so probably Kurt would be 3rd right here. Ivan Vegvasir is pretty solid at T4. He works very well in endgame burst teams because of his defense reduction on his freeze. Oh, Amelia left me. She got annoyed at me not paying attention to her. Poor cat. Oh, poor cat. So honestly, Zach, I would pick the Freya. The Freya is really gonna go off when it matters. Martin, submissions are still open. Magic of music. So I was in a Twitch stream earlier today just for fun that had like 1,000 people watching. The guy can't read even one tenth of the messages that are being sent. I'm like, why are you there? Why are you watching if he's not even going to talk to you? What's the point of going in there and spamming emotes and doing whatever? I'm like, I don't know. That doesn't seem fun to me. I don't know what the point of streaming is at that point other than just to make money. It doesn't seem like there's enough fun in that. All right. So, yes, use Kurt. This team, I feel like, lacks damage a little bit, but should do generally okay. Why do people have bottom left guy? Bottom left. So this is Khalil. At 6 stars, he does a thing where if he dies, your entire team gets 30% attack for 3 turns. So if your team is designed to blow them up in a couple of turns, Khalil will help a lot. Niruban, I'm not taking team questions outside of Discord. Srikant, it literally says right here how to submit. It also says it in the video description. So going against 5 T5s, I feel like this team's just okay. In its current state, I don't think it's amazing. He would put the Kurt in front because this is not a fast killing team. This is a team that kind of works off of sustain because Verthandi stays alive, Phoenix stays alive, Skuld stays alive. The only reason I can think of for not tanking Khalil is in the hopes that Khalil doesn't die until turn 2 and getting as many turns of damage as possible. New hero's name is Yig, Y-I-G. Themis is key to a burst team. It's either her or Kurt. Arsha, Themis is better damage. So this team, I guess I'll give it a 7. I feel like the damage is a little bit lower than a higher end 5. Because when you're talking people with 5 T4s, I think you're going to end up seeing a lot more Valkyries and stuff like that. And I don't feel like Khalil does the best he could do in this team. You really would like him on a team with like Reapers or something. It's an idea, but I don't think this team has enough burst to really take advantage of it. Alright, next is Ezwan. Luna or Medusa? Neither one. Neither one's all that amazing. You can really flip a coin at that point. Valkyrie versus Skuld? I think you time out. Valkyrie sucks 1v1. But I don't think that Skuld has the damage to kill her. Zach, Kurt's highest end of damage is like 4 times higher than Valk on PvP. Uda Yananada, no, we don't know anything about Yig yet. Ezwab. Should you swap Kurt with Aegina? Yes. Absolutely 100% yes. Aegina has no place on this team. It's not... Although if Kurt's only T3... Non-Rag Valk versus non-Rag Kurt. I think Kurt needs the rag way more. It affects him way more. Yassine, are you seriously asking me that? There is no world where a 5-star outdoes an 8-star. Literally no 5-star ever outdoes any 8-star. You could have a 5-star Skuld versus an 8-star Orphe, and the Orphe wins. Evan, honestly, that's a personal choice. The Skuld ultimately is better, but Draconic Scroll can never be obtained anywhere else, so it's not such a terrible idea to get it. But I don't think it's any good outside of, like, Friends Boss, so I'm not sure that it's that required. I'm going to close submissions right now. It has been 36 minutes, so I think it's enough time. If you did not submit, then you waited too long. Okay, so Ezwan's team, honestly, is actually not amazing. You wish you would have Lorelei. If you could convert this Dro into Lorelei, it would be great. The Kurt at T3 is definitely way better than the Aegina. Honestly, you wouldn't mind replacing Freya as well. Srikant, if you post it in the YT Team Critique channel, then yes, it's there. But if you post in a different channel, I'm sorry, you did it wrong. Fun Gamer, the math says no. The math says no. The $20 pack gets you 1 pie and 100 jam. So you would end up with... No, actually, yes, you would. It would take you about 8 hours, but then you would do it. 10 gold keys or 1 diamond key. Most people should take the gold keys. Nathan, there is a second crit rate rune that doesn't have crit damage on it, I think. There are 2 crit rate runes. Uda, Kurt has always been better than Aegina. Amelia, what are you doing? Why? Amelia, why? Why? Why do you need so much attention right now? Look at her. She needs so much attention. King of Drift, you had 40 minutes to post. I can't keep the... I was not lucky with pies. I got 1 pie and 35 tries. Alright, so this team I feel like is not that amazing. The two Skulds is great, but it's enabling weak burst. Like, a Lorelei hurts you quite a bit, actually. Amelia, why do you need attention right now? I swear, the moment I decide to stream, she comes in and meows at me for attention. She's so good at it. All right, so this team, like, the double Skuld is nice, but King of Drift, you've been here long enough. This instruction has been posted here from the very moment the stream started. So, unfortunately, it's as fair as I can make it. I really don't think this team is great. I really don't think this team is that great. I'll give it a 7. Like, you have a Kurt, you're close to making a Lorelei. Aegina just doesn't work. When you have a team like this and you're going against other hard burst teams, this team is just not... This team just doesn't work with it. This team doesn't do anything against any burst team. Yeah, Fun Gamer, you'll make it. He'll make it. So, Ezwan, the second skull just isn't as strong for you as probably you thought it would be at this time. Something else you can consider is removing the Aegina and just throwing in Monkey King in the front. Monkey King is ridiculously solid even on this team. Something to think about. But it may or may not work because your burst damage is not that high. And sustain doesn't work against Kurt. Not when he can do like 1.8 million damage on his own to one person. So, it's an okay team. Work in progress. Alright, next is Squeeto. Wait. Squeeto did not submit last time. Alpha Dog, you look. Ragnarok is $20 for you. Hi, half team. All right. Huh. A little bit early to work on Kurt, but okay. A little bit early to start working on Kurt. I guess as long as your Kurt is slower or has lower attack than your... Wait. Who does Detlef hit? Detlef hits lowest HP? Or no, he hits highest attack, right? Srikant, the submission has been open for 40 minutes. I'm not opening it again, sorry. Kurt is not... He does not require Phoenix. He requires Scold. If you don't have Scold, it's very easy to stop Kurt from firing. Very easy. He just gets petrified. He just gets silenced, stunned, anything. And that's it. He's done. It's very easy to stop him. And they'll probably kill him pretty quickly. So he can die without firing very frequently. It happens to Valkyrie too. Valkyrie gets crowd controlled for an entire match very often. Until she hits 30%. But all they gotta do is keep her petrified. And then wipe out the rest of your team. And now you're stuck with only Valkyrie left. And you basically lose at that point. So that's why Kurt without Skuld is like... He's like 50% of a hero. Skuld would be a better build first, if possible. Is Reaper stronger than Detlef? No. Is Azathoth worth it? He's really good for mid to late game teams. But really only if you have like 6 T4s. Because if you don't, you directly hurt his survivability. But he's a very, very solid tank for full T4 teams. So this team, Kurt definitely doesn't do much. All he does is buff damage here for 1 turn until he dies. Vivienne would keep him from dying, but it will not help him from being silenced. He stays silenced for entire matches very often. Very, very often. Azathoth does better if you have very good burst. So having Kurt, Themis, Bale with Azathoth is an amazing combo. Alright, so this team really needs Skuld. Really needs Skuld. Kurt on this team is whatever. Could Skuld replace Dro? And do what? This 8-star Skuld? Waste of a spot. She'll revive herself. At least this Dro silences them at 50%. You put a silence immune artifact on Kurt and you'd lose all your damage. I don't think 10-star Skuld matters on this team. She's just going to revive herself. What's the point? Tanking Bale works if you know you can kill them by turn 3. If he can survive long enough to kill them on turn 3, it's a great idea. And that completely depends on your opponent and the rest of your team. So it'll work in some cases, but not all cases. Boomin does it. It works against my team. But I haven't tried against him with Azathoth yet. Come to think of it. And I don't think he's going to put up that team without having... He still has a trash team up on defense. Yeah, Silence Immune doesn't protect him from Freya. And also, Silence Immune is not as good as you think it is. All it is 100% resistance to silence. But then if they hit you with a Lorelei, you're doomed again. Okay, so this team, I think... Against 3 T4s, it's great. Against 4 T4s, this Kurt is a waste. So we'll give it a 7.5. It's solid enough for where it is, I guess. I don't know when Yig will come. Most likely he comes in the next key event in a couple of weeks. Alright. The next is Sagar. Right? Yeah, Sagar did not submit last time. All right. One Pi, 1800 Gem, 1895. Can you get Skuld? Yes. Easy. Easy. Just make sure you're logging in every few hours and never let your idle timer go beyond 8 hours. Because you can still get 140 or so by the end of the event. Oh, whoops, my gold key time. Oh my god, I keep forgetting my gold key timer. I went over again. Fun Gamer, the thing that makes Vivienne amazing is that she gives defense to heroes. And Ragnarok directly counters that. So Ragnarok doesn't counter Viv, it counters your entire team using Viv. It means Viv does absolutely nothing for that team. So you're better off using... In that case, it's better to kill them before they kill you because you can't survive on defense. Alright, ZMax, I don't get it. I just answered that. That was FF Fire's question like 30 seconds ago. Viv's defense does stack with Skuld's defense. So if they don't have a defense break hero, it's great. It's great defense. But then you throw in something like Kurt who does so much damage that 20 defense is not going to super protect you. Where can I put this? Alright, you know what? Let me see. I'm going to put this here. We're going to make people read this because this question has actually come up more often than it needs to. No, it got covered. Okay, we'll put that there. So we'll make people read this. So now next time someone asks, I'm just going to point them to that. Easy, easy. Alright. It's an okay team. It's okay. But the thing about this is, yes, Scold is not amazing on this. No, Droganis, it's fine. I just need to have a quick thing that I can point to so that I don't actually have to explain it every single time. Guild mine donation is normal, actually. If you played in a guild that had a maxed mine before they added the update to this got added later. This wasn't in existence from the beginning of the game, so it's very easy to not be able to get this one done. If your guild has maxed mine already, by the time this is done, you can't get it. You can join a random guild, donate 100,000, then go back to your own guild and get it done that way, but it's not really a huge thing. Klaus, honestly, no idea. It could be Lorelei. We all like Lorelei, but really there's just no idea who the next hero will be in Miracle Eyes. We will find out in 5 days? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days. We'll find out in 4 days who the next reward is. Alright, so this team doesn't have Skuld, and it has Detlav. This team's going to get destroyed by teams with Skuld. Nathan, it's 320 on hand to get to all the way to the end, which means you need 287. So this team, sadly, I'm gonna give it a 6.5 because most of your heroes are good, but you're lacking the one that matters. Did I get a pie? I did. I got 1 pie in 35 tries. Not great. Not great. So, I hope you get a Skuld soon. That's really the main thing holding this team back. $10 for Skuld? That's amazing! People spend $100 for Skuld. Wow, you didn't make it to free Skuld, huh? Yeah, Fun Gamer, T4. But she does do really amazing healing before that. My alt went 0 for 21, so you guys are not totally alone. Effectively, I went 1 for 56. Alright, next is Draken, who is flexing, I think. I mean, I'm not sure why you're posting this. Sagar, you have a 10-star. It doesn't count. If she's not T4, she's useless. Alright, Draken is flexing here. But now I can use this to know how to set up my 10 to 20 short, dang it. $10 is an easy buy for Skuld. Who should you junk? I would junk Reaper. First choice is Reaper. Who to work on? I mean, you don't have anything left to work on except for doubling Kurt. Like, the only thing that you can do to make this better is to double up on Kurt's, Lorelei's, and Themis's. That's it. Those are the top end. That's the end game goal for pretty much everyone. Hey, Andrea. Like, Bold almost has 3 Kurts, I think. And 3 Themis. So, I mean, that's it. That's your goal. That's the same as me. I got a T4 plus 1 copy of Kurt. Oh, wait. 1 copy of Azathoth? So you need 2 more. Easy enough to get. Yassine, 1 defense is directly 1% less damage you take. That's it. How much is Skuld worth? Honestly, paying $100 for her is not unreasonable based on game currency. I think getting her for 100 is about normal. Any less than that is a pretty good deal. 70 pretty easily. And that's assuming that you don't already have one. If you've got one, obviously she's worth a little bit less from person to person, but if you don't have her, one copy is easily 70 to 100. So if you can get one for $10 to $20 this time, definitely worth it. All right, Draken, do you need a rating? I don't think you need a rating. We already know that you would basically get a 10 with this. Hey, Froyo. I mean, you can set up 10 teams so easily. Something with Themis, Kurt, Phoenix, Scold. Probably Valk or Lorelei. Probably Valk. Hey, 6ix9ine. I mean, but I'm not rating your bag. I'm rating one team. Froyo, description is right down there in the big black text. Or big black box. If you start now, you will get about 140. So I would throw a 10 on this. Like, the reason that I can't throw a 10 on my team is because you would really want to have 2 burst heroes. So if I had a Themis, I could just throw a 10 on mine too. But I can't, because I can't do it. So Draken would just get a 10 and move on. And that's without even showing a PvP team. Phaseless, you should take the gold keys. Actually, I should have written that in there too. Let me do that. Alright, we'll add that. Nathan, I already bought it. I bought it at the beginning of the stream. His final team setup is whatever he wants it to be. Assuming he does something with Kurt, Themis, Double Scold, Phoenix, Valkyrie, that would be a 10. He could do a lot of different variations on it, and it would be a 10. Like, at that point, you have so many possible ways to have a 10 level team for PvP that, like, he's got the options. Alright, next is Collar. Willie, you just need 2 of them. 1 Kurt, 1 Themis, or 2 Kurts, or 2 Themises. Any variation is good enough. Drogenis, they're totally worth it. Oh my god. Those flags are so important. Like, you have no idea. PCL, put it on Valkyrie. Valkyrie's damage is higher than Lorelei's. And Drogenis, if you can hit 160 or 170, it's 150 flags for $20, which is like, oh my god, at high-end teams, if you don't buy those flags, you end up behind. Like, you seriously end up behind in flags. No joke. Alright. So this we saw basically the same thing. Boy, Aegina is so easy to get. Like, we're looking at a lot of people that they're making Aegina as their early T4s. Like, I didn't realize her copies were that easy to get. It's kind of sad, though, because she really fell off in usefulness. Well, Drogenis, every single time you reach a milestone, you should buy it. If I had known how important it would have been, I would have bought all of them. I missed so many packs from not buying those. Beneath number is right there. Aegina has been quite a few event rewards. There is no way you're getting more than 140 from now to the end of the event. It's just not possible. See, Draken played smart. I just climbed through and missed them all. I bought like 6 of the packages overall, but I didn't buy them. I didn't buy the rest of them. I could have bought so many more. And I am out of flags. Like, I am low on flags. I regret a lot of things. Alright, so color. We'll give this team a 7.5. As much as I don't like Aegina here, at least he's got enough options to do damage that it carries through. But, I mean, based on this, all you can do is wait for copies of the good heroes. Did he put a picture of his bag? He did, actually. Yeah, you can do nothing but wait. 1,500 flags? My God. I have like 40. Is Phoenix likely? We have not seen Phoenix as an event reward for very literally 18 months. Phoenix has not been in keys or eyes for 18 months. At this point, there is no idea when he's coming back. Just no idea. So, unfortunately, I don't have the answer for you. Draken, I don't know how you did it. I really don't know how you did it. I guess buying all those flags did it for you. Considering you've got how many T4s? 17? You've got 17 T4s and you have 1,500 flags? I don't know how you did it. I have 15 and I have 100 flag chests. Plus like an average of 50 of each of the other ones. My God, I'm in so much trouble with flags. I could have been VIP 8 if I bought all of them. We'll see. Kozor, I mean, we've been discussing that this whole time. I've said it like 3 or 4 times now. Something with Kurt, Themis, Skulds, Phoenixes, Valkyries, Loreleis. You can mix and match all of those, and those are all the best setups. Alright, caller did ask, do I make 9-star fodders until I get copies? And the answer would be pretty much yes, actually. I mean, not like you can do anything else. Try and get some 10-star fodders too while you're at it. So while you're building fodder, I find the best is to make 3 9-stars, turn one of them into a 10, and that way you make progress. You have 1 9 and 1 10 that you can use towards leveling up somebody else in the future. Man, how many packages did I miss? I probably missed like 10 packages. So that's 1,000 flags that I missed out on. But it's $200 that I have in my pocket and not in Taptap, so there is that too. I probably would have blown that $200 on something random anyway. Alright, so we'll move on now. Ryguy. Yeah, but Road Talker, you can buy gold souls in the shop every single day. And if you need to and you've got some spare gems, you can buy the gem ones. I think it's 500 gems for 2,000 gold souls. People should be buying that if they're low. Like, you can catch up easily. Flags is way more expensive to do that. It's quite difficult to finish up the flags. Froyo, there's multiple ways to look at it. Remember that you also got Phoenix Stones. And remember that it wasn't one copy. It's 2 copies. You get 2 copies for $100. So I think he's generally worth, you know, $40 to $50. Alright, so Rye Guy. This is the same team. My god. 7.5. Moving on. This is the exact same team. It's solid, but I mean, it's boring. Froyo, a double Kurt team works well with Watchmen. Snipe, it does. Auto-clicking at lower stages to go faster is actually pretty worth it. The only problem is you got to remember to go back up before you go on. Does this Kurt? No, this Kurt's trash. This is fodder spot. Alpha Dog, you're right. It's a dumb question. Ragnarok is worth $20. What? What? 1,000 gems and 100 flags? I offer 1,100 gems and 101 flags for that, Gerald. Take that. Can't beat that offer. Hey, gamers. Can you return a 6-star back to 2 5-stars? You cannot. The only way you can do it is taking them up to 7 stars, and then it costs you one Phoenix Stone to break them down. So you're losing 10 flags and 1 Phoenix Stone to undo your mistake. And Phoenix Stones are very rare, so I wouldn't really want to do that. I said 1,100 gems. Wait, he's starting to offer too many flags. I can't match him in flags. David, not for this stream. You are too late for this stream. Sorry. Alright. So now we have Rye Guy. Next will be Oka. Sorry, David. I tag people. If you do not have the Team Critique role, check out the roles channel in the Discord. And if you add the role to yourself, I do tag people 10 minutes before I start. And basically, you got to get in there within the first 30 some odd minutes to submit your team. Otherwise, honestly, I would be flooded with too many teams to handle. Alright. Alright, Oka says, what do I focus on other than Scold? Phoenix? Road Talker, honestly, you should keep the Verthandi. She's easy to use and she's amazing. She is amazing in Honor. God, can you imagine when they actually put T4 in the gallery? What a scary idea that's going to be. Actually, let me see something. But they can't, because Freya has a bikini at T4. They can't show that. They would have to censor it. So they would have to patch T4 Freya before they add it in the gallery. Wow, think about that. Think about that. Hey, Drogenis, thank you so much. No! Wait, don't do it just to make me VIP 8. That's mean. That's mean. I'm trying... Alright, well, I mean, you donated. You get to pick what I buy with it. Jonathan Lim, I don't know what your Discord name is. Okay, so Oka would be aiming for Skuld Phoenix. Who else would you really want on this team? Kurt, I mean, Kurt Themis. You've got all the basic heroes. At this point, you're aiming for the highest end ones, and that's all you can do. Saw Machine is a theoretically good is theoretically an okay anti-cleric, but clerics are not as prevalent as they used to be. So Saw just doesn't have a big use anymore. It's kind of the same as what happened to Dro. A lot of her usage went away with the double Phoenix nerf. So let this be blanket advice, is when you've got these heroes and you're looking for new ones, your only answer is to look for the highest end heroes. So Skuld, Phoenix, Kurt, Bale, Themis. That's it. That's the top 5. And Phoenix and Valkyrie, but he's already got Valkyrie. So that's those 5 with Valkyrie. Those are the top 6 heroes that would make up any top end team. So Nathan, you're making a very specific team to counter clerics by doing that. And remember also that if Saw is made that fast, his damage sucks. So think about that. And also remember that because of the T3 bubble, he will fail to silence anybody on turn 1 if they are heaven and hell. So if you're trying to stop Skulds, he can't stop Skuld. It's physically impossible for Saw alone to prevent Skulds from firing. Even if he's faster. Sean, what is your team name? Or what is your username here? I might just not have gotten to it. I'm at Oka right now. No. The point is that by using all the speed on him, you're trading away. You're losing damage rune. You're losing damage artifact. You're losing T3 control to help himself. You're losing T1 damage. You're losing all of those in order to trade. Winged Weasel. Winged Weasel. I did not delete any messages. I do not see a message from you. David, the Miracle Eyes are too expensive. Wait, did I miss you then? Are you sure you posted within time of start? I think you didn't. I don't see a post from Winged Weasel at all. Did you post in the wrong channel? In the YT Team Critique channel? FF Fire, you can if you have Ultima. That is the only way to do it. Or you use someone like Walnir or Olivia to de-speed them. And good night, Drogenis. Thanks for stopping in, and thanks so much for the donation. Okay. A single Phoenix. Phoenix, it would be nice to have, but they just have not given us chances to get Phoenix. It kind of sucks. I don't know what they're doing right now. It's very hard for people to finish Phoenix, Skuld, Valkyrie because they're not available. They have not been available for a while. And so that's it. That's the end game, is those heroes. And they're hard to get. So I don't know. It kind of sucks right now. Alright, so Oka, this team is... It suffers the same problem as... Who was it? As Sagar, where you have the heroes, but that one lack of Skuld means that you're in trouble against teams that have Skuld at this point. The new hero will be in the next Keys event. I'm betting on that. I'm betting on that. So we'll give you a 6.5, same as Cigar, because honestly, and this is not your fault, not having Skuld hurts teams like this. Skuld is the ultimate have or have not hero at T4. So Nathan, some people have a conspiracy theory that they put a really good hero in the chest right before they drop a new hero, so people waste all their keys buying the really good hero and then can't pull the new one. Who owns this English version? I don't think that there's an English company behind it. So it's China all the way, China. They handle all of the English translations and everything, which is why their translations are not that good. Adrea, it's Skuld. It's definitely Skuld. But she is support, so you don't want her to be early. You need her later on when you've already got good heroes set up. Alright, so moving on is Hieropolis. Quick reminder, if you are on, for all the people that have submitted, if you want to be tagged before I start Team Critique streams, there is a role channels up at the top. If you respond to that, you get a role, Team Critique, and I tag everybody before I start streaming. So for people to be able to submit on time, it's best that you use that so that you know exactly when I'm going live. Why are you submitting? Use Themis. Wait for second Skuld, second Kurt, or aim for Bale. Does Tears of the Goddess and the whole team, or aim for second round with Rag or Kurt? Alright, I use this team with a Skuld in place of Lorelei. Road Talker, they sold it to a different Chinese company, I think. I think the dev team sold it to another dev team. I think? Because it used to be Ajoy Labs, and now it's the D Games or whatever. Alpha Dog Ragnarok is more important. But if you're free to play, I mean, what's the question? If you're not going to spend, then Ragnarok's not an option. Alright, so Hieropolis, the only thing you do at this point is aim for more Skulds, more Kurts. Oh, you've got Themis. Man, trade Lorelei for Themis, you're done. This is a 10. This is a flex. That's it. Trade Lorelei, Themis, done. Well, once she's maxed out. Both Azza and Phoenix. One thing you can try out is to tank with Phoenix and put Azathoth somewhere else and use Azathoth as support. That does better than you think. I find, personally, that on teams like this, going against other burst teams, I actually find that Azathoth dies faster than I want him to. So if that is the case for you, then you would want to put Azathoth somewhere else. So that's your experiment. My personal experiment says Azathoth dies too fast in the front and I put him in the back. So my personal team is Phoenix, Skuld, Kurt, Azathoth, Valkyrie, Skuld. That's mine. And if I had a Themis, I would probably drop the Phoenix or drop a Skuld. But I don't have a Themis, so... Gludson, Assassins suck. The best Wanderer is definitely Aegina, but probably Mars second, so... We'll have to... Hopefully they do something with it. It doesn't take much because remember, before Kurt, mages were trash. Before Kurt, nobody wanted a mage team. Clerics were too good. So they managed to shake up the meta so much that it's no longer the cleric meta. Now it's a mage meta. It's not going to take them much to release a couple of really good assassins or a couple of really good wanderers for them to change the meta again. So don't be upset with where it is now. Look forward to what they can do to change it up. Themis or Scold? Take Scold. Themis needs Scold. Or Themis does better with Scold. Bale wasn't good pre-T4. At 10-star, Bale was like... He was decent, but he was not significantly better than Freya or Chesia at the time. At T4, he became amazing, but he wasn't special before that. So Kurt single-handedly made people rethink mages, and with the release of Themis, mages are cemented at the top. So they can easily do it again to assassins. They would have to try really hard because most assassins suck, but you have to see that. You have to see how that works. A Hieropolis, I'm saying take out Lorelei. Take out Lorelei for Themis. Kente Kastem, honestly, the second Scold only matters if you have a top-end burst team like this, or with Themis. If you don't have that, you'd rather have the Azathoth than the second Scold. After? What is after? Once you've got that team, there's like no improving. Like, that is such a good team that anything there is a specific counter to anyone else. Yig is a warrior. Niv, the priority is over there. If you already have T4 Scold, skip the Scold. If you got a second Scold, you could either drop out Phoenix or Valkyrie. And it completely depends who you're fighting. You can make a change. It's not going to be always better against all people. Against certain team, like Azathoth does poorly against like Freya's, but he does really good against Monkey Kings, and he does really good against Skulls. So if you're not fighting a healing heavy team, you take out Azathoth. You know? If you're not fighting a crowd control heavy team, you don't need a second Scold. So it 100% based on your opponent. There is no... We have hit a point in the meta where any team can beat any team with just a minor change. All I have to do is change one small thing and my win rate goes up. How many copies for T4 Themis? Me personally, I think 3. 2 or 3. I don't remember. Valk is better than Lore, yes. Brandon, that is not too many clerics, but Dro is not good late game. Alright, so moving on. I'm going to put Flaming Cheetos in the list, but we're going to skip him because he said he's away for a bit. So he's there, and I'm going to open his team up, but we're not going to review it until he comes back. Okay, so keep in mind, this is Flaming Cheetos' team and his bag, and hopefully he comes back. Oh, he's back. Okay, then we'll look at his team. Hi, Abishai. This is a good team. It's a good team. I don't like Freya on a team like this, but I guess it's fine. Bale on his own doesn't have the same burst that Kurt has, so this team doesn't do top end damage. Watchmen make Lind viable? No, because hit rate is his issue. Watchman helps him survive, but it doesn't help him hit. Alright, only one spare Skuld, one Themis. If you get Azathoth, you can T4 him should you use him. I don't think that Azathoth matters so much on this team. He's nice to have, but I don't think he makes this team significantly better. If you had him, you'd replace Freya. No, if you can get Rag, you get Rag. That's it. That's it. If you can reach Ragnarok, you take Ragnarok. There is no alternative. Hey, Daniel. Arctic Froyo, the way that the game works right now is if he misses his first chance, you don't get a second chance. If he misses, they're going to kill you. It's as easy as that. In the Kurt Burst meta, if he misses, you die. And he misses a lot. I don't want to speak in extremes so much, but if you fight Kurt teams, you either win or lose. The battle is decided by like round 3. That's it. You don't get another chance to keep firing your skill over and over and over. You don't get it. Also, you have to consider that there is a lot of crowd control running around. Like, even Kurt has silence. If they have Aegina, he can silence. If they have Freya, she can petrify. Stuff like that. Your whole team fires first round. So Jonathan, you have to test that, because here is the reason why that's not as good as you think it is. Okay? Pogi's team. Okay? Pogi's team is built to have Lorelei, Kurt, Bale, Skuld, and who else? Ultima. They all fire turn 1. And Bale doesn't always get a kill. And this is against all teams. If he fails to get a kill with all of those people firing, he loses. And you don't have Kurt. You only have Bale. Bale doesn't do enough damage turn 1 to guarantee a kill. He really doesn't. Adrea always takes Skuld. Skuld first before pretty much anybody. Aegina is not really worth building anymore. Well, she's good early. She's bad later. If you're at this point, then you skip Aegina. So, on this team, Bale is not enough to work against Kurt teams. It's not enough to work against high-end teams. It's enough to kill mid-level Unity teams if all they've got is this team, but with like Aegina in place of the Bale. If they have that team, this team destroys it. But this team turns around and gets destroyed by a Kurt team. So this cannot compete on that level. So I'm going to give this an 8.5 because it's solid, but the Freya is one of your weaknesses. Try to replace the Freya. I do not believe that Azathoth helps you, because Azathoth is only when you have the kind of burst that wipes through their team, and you don't have it. This team doesn't have it. As good as Bale is, I'm not saying he's bad, he's just not enough on this team. You got Skuld and you saved your pies? Free Skuld is amazing. You lose against Unity with Kurt? Yeah, pretty much you lose to Kurt. That's end of story. So it's a solid team, but just a step too weak. Wait, lose against... Oh. Lose against Unity with Kurt. Okay, we'll downgrade. Sorry, Jonathan. We'll downgrade you to an 8. It turns out... Nathan, it's because people like this had better options than Verth. Verth is only amazing early and then for honor. But she has no place in the highest end. She has no place on a team like this. Hey, Ali. Off Ara team with Kurt. Well, I think that's more common. Unity is a thing of the past. Like, people don't really aim for Unity anymore. So we'll stick with an 8. Just because we know of Kurt. And there are many variations of Kurt. Or Kurt teams out there. Alright, next is 4 Bendy. Huh. So why do you choose to have Ultima second and not front? Unity with 4.7 million? I hate to say it, but if Unity has 4.7 million, they have bad runes. Froyo, because Lorelei has amazing support. She lowers their skill damage by 30%. She lowers their speed by 35 or 30, I forget. And she also reduces their resistance to certain crowd control as well. I think she reduces their silence resistance, meaning things like Kurt land his silence a lot easier. So she enables the rest of your team while disabling their team. Adrea, probably Orphe. Orphe or Gerald. Taekwondo, probably Skuld and the Draconic Scroll. Demon Whisper is not that great. Bale, the only reason it helps Bale is by making it so that they can't kill him back. 35 speed. She doesn't... Also, no, I don't think it matters. Doesn't it lower bleed resistance? No, that's Aegina. Because Bale has bleed. David, why are you going for those heroes? Those heroes cost a lot of money to get. You should be aiming for the Skuld Themis, which are easier to get without spending much. Gabriel, the tier list has been updated. I can't put in Yig until we see him. He doesn't even exist. How do you have enough jam for Kurd and Valk? You didn't get that for free. You had to spend money to get enough jam for those. Evan, I don't agree. I do not agree. I think for the average player, the keys are more useful. But again, it's personal decision. You do what you want. You know, I can't stop you either way anyway. All right, so for Gabriel, he's there. You didn't look. He's in there. He's in the low A tier, I think. He's been in the tier list since he came out. I don't think you were looking in the right place. Okay, if you really are going to spend enough to take one of those heroes, it would be Kurt. But because you can buy all of them with moonstones, it doesn't matter too much. Nathan, I save moonstones until I am like 3 copies away and then I buy them. Like, I would buy one at a time. Maybe no, I would buy all at once. There's no point in buying one copy of a hero that's not going to be useful. Like, if I'm gonna have a full T4 team, what good does it do me to have a T1 Bale versus a T2 Bale versus a T3 Bale? No matter what, he's pretty useless. So it only matters when I reach the T4 level. Froyo, remember, Lorelei reduces their skill damage by 30%. How is that not helpful? How is lowering their damage to you not helpful? I don't get where your logic is. Alright, so this team, I guess Ultima being... I feel like Ultima doesn't do much for this team. Hey, Chris. Fun Gamer, attacker always goes first in place of a tie. The attacker always has an advantage. Which, unfortunately, in Honor, you cannot control if you are the attacker or defender, so there's little you can do in that case. 2 rags is not a waste. 6 rags is not a waste. Let's put it that way. Willie, non-rag Kurt is fine. But try it out and make sure that he can get kills. Nathan, the attacker goes first. Period. I don't care positioning. Attacker goes first. Rag over energy? It depends on the hero. Certain heroes don't need the energy. So, like, Valkyrie, Kurt, Themis, Lorelei, even Aegina Detlaf, they all do very well with Ragnarok. I don't know about this team, man. I'm not sure that Monkey King with Attack Rune and Ragnarok, it's fine, but if you're relying on Monkey King for your damage, you're kind of doing something wrong. Monkey King is there to hold them off with damage until you blow them up with something else in the back. How many times can you get a free red skin? Just once. So which would I take out, the Shoot or the Ultima? Lorelei is there as like a damage enabler. Valkyrie's better because she does something similar with attack reduction, but she also provides more damage. Nathan, you can look at Monkey King as an upgraded version of Verthandi. More damage with a revive and crowd control to boot. Take it easy, Fun Gamer. Thanks for stopping in. Okay, Chris, that's the 3rd time you've asked. I'm not sure how many times you want me to answer you. God, I really don't know what the answer is with this team. I guess it's fine as it is, but it doesn't scream amazing. And it doesn't... I'm not sure that the Ultima helps that much. I feel like Shoot does really good at this level, though. But I don't think he's got enough damage. Because this is the 9-star level is where healing really takes off. And I don't think he's got enough damage to get through the healing. Evan, you think you have a high chance? Uh, you think you have a high chance? Also, remember what the rewards are for those keys. Remember what type of heroes are in key rewards. Remember that you're also not, it's not just the heroes, you're also looking at the flags, the moonstones, and other stuff as well. But I think it's very cute that you think that 10 diamond keys is a high chance to get Phoenix and Skuld. Zach, the thing that you don't see is all heroes have a hidden 20 defense. All heroes. So if it says they have 10, they actually have 30. All heroes. So basically you can consider it that all heroes have about 30 defense. On top of that, Skuld, if she fires her skill, gives everybody an extra 20 defense. And that's common. A lot of people have Skuld, especially at high end. Skuld gives 20. So now you can consider that most heroes have 50 defense. Getting through that, well, regular attack isn't going to do it. Only defense break does it. And it's pretty much impossible for anybody to hit 50 defense break except for Reaper. So this team, I just don't think it works well enough. I think it's a sustained team that doesn't have the right kind of damage. But I don't know how to improve it without getting more copies. Like, there's nothing you can do without more Phoenix, Valk, etc. I almost want to say Mulan could be interesting in this team. Like, I might rather have Mulan than Ultima. Machina, definitely Lorelei. Sebe, that's a tough one because remember Detlef sucks before T4. What's up, Teddy? Snipe, it really doesn't matter as long as you collect every 8 hours. Sometime within 8 hours, whatever your maximum idle time is. Oh, hello. Olivia, come here. Wanna be on stream? Baby kitty. Can you see Teddy? There's a Teddy cat. Hi, Teddy. Look at that kitty. And Olivia's on the floor behind me. A lot of people got that free Skuld. Okay, I have to score this team a little bit lower. I just don't think that Ultima does anything for it. I'm going to give it a 6. I'm not very sold on this score. Murad. Mulan is broken right now. I have 3 cats. So Mulan currently has a bug where she silences all mages, even if she hits them or not. And I think Vivienne there's something up with her. But remember, not everybody only hits the front person. Phoenix's regular attack doesn't. Kurt does. That sucks. Freya's got hit rate. Like, there's a lot of heroes that hit someone else with their regular attack. And Skuld is not a strong healer. Her pure healing ability is actually very low. Unless it's a really long battle. So, right now, Mulan is amazing. Period. There's no getting around it. Mulan is amazing. But when they patch it, she's going to go back to being mediocre. So, live with it while you can, I guess. What the heck? What am I looking at here? Okay, so this is Vexed. Snipe, I'm talking about the regular attack. If their regular attack hits only the front person, then they hit Mulan, they miss, they don't get energy. Actually, Vegvisir has that issue. They have Kurtz. Of course Kurt kills things. Like, that team would do just as good without Mulan. Let me tell you that. That team would have a high win rate if you replaced Mulan with almost anyone else. You could replace Mulan with Vegvisir, and that team would have the same win rate. With Azathoth, same win rate. Mulan is not the reason that Kurt is winning. Okay, so Vexed wants to know, how do you counter Valk Detlaf? Finish Phoenix, or make Detlaf, or make Kurt. Okay, Kurt's not the answer. Would I do Rag on Bale? Yes. Okay, you couldn't replace it with a Loyal Chicken. Ideally, it would be a T4, but it could be almost any T4. It could be probably Orphe, and that team would still blow people up. Like, I bet you put Orphe in that team, and then you watch Orphe do crazy damage because she's been enabled by all the double Kurtz and everything, and then you'll be like, Orphe's godlike! Everybody make Orphe! It's pretty much like that. That's the way it would go. Alright. Okay, so the answer here is, how do you stop Valk Detlaf? And the problem is, you pretty much can't. The only answer to stopping them is by having your own, or by having a Skuld. Now, Valkyrie is worse, or is better than Freya, but Freya would be better 1v1, but Valk is better aside from that. So what Vexed is saying is that he's a 50-50 against this team, which definitely, I mean, the team it's a good team, and he is 30-70 against this team, which is exactly T4 blows you up. The only answer to stopping Detlaf is by having more T4s. So, he asks what is his priority? Is it Phoenix? Is it Detlaf? Is it Kurt? It's not Kurt. It's not Phoenix. The answer is either Skuld, Valk, or Detlaf. Those three are the only way that you can commit, that you can really... Well, I guess Reaper could do it too. But it's very hard to stop Detlaf early. It's just very hard. Oh, what's up, Teddy? Teddy, you want to be on stream for a little bit? Teddy, come here. Teddy, come here. Here is Teddy. Here is Teddy's feet. Look at his feet. Woo, look at those toes. Oh, Teddy. Teddy's such a chill cat. Woo with Bone Grip. Is Woo Monkey King? It's fine, but you'd probably rather put a damage artifact on him. First Verthandi T4 is amazing. It's really amazing. It's one of the most stable first T4s that you can make that'll last all the way to end game. Okay, so, I mean, Vex, that's your answer. This point is one of the hardest points to be in the game, where you only have 1 to 3 T4s and you're facing other ones. Because there's certain ones that really specifically are very good at this point, but they're going to suck later on. So all you can do is survive until you get more heroes to stop them. So that's it. Build Valk, build Detlaf, and that's it. Those are the two best choices. So this team, honestly, I'll give it a 7.5, but we know how much it loses to Detlafs and stuff. Purple from 250 to 300, it is 153 million. 153 million. All right, Beetlejuice. Betelgeuse. Adrea, oh my god, neither of those are good first T4s. Medusa, absolutely not. Medusa belongs in the trash can. And Vegvasir is only good when you have a full team of T4s. Otherwise, his survivability is just not high enough to matter. Alright. Bear is no good early. He doesn't survive long enough without support. And his damage is not reliably high. It's not carry level damage. Alright. Oh, Roach, you are vexed, huh? Alright, so Beetlejuice says Verthandi did amazing, but what's his next T4? Valkyrie's good, Phoenix is good. Not Phoenix, Valkyrie or Freya, really. Either of those would be really amazing. Either of them would do good. Freya is still a solid early choice. Always has been, always will be. So this team gets a good 7.5 because Verthandi, we all know, is amazing 1v1. Hey, Olivia, what you doing back there? Olivia, want to be on stream for a little bit? Nope, she doesn't. Oh well. So, yeah, Beetlejuice. Your answer is Valkyrie or Freya. You obviously don't have the copies for Valkyrie, so go with Freya. Oh, how'd you get over there? Alright. Gibazin. I've got to go faster. Gibazin. Let's go a little bit faster, guys. You guys always distract me, and it does very badly for... Okay, this is a good one. Hey, XMT. How do I not get burned out? I do. There are many times when I get burned out, and I don't even want to play, I don't even want to stream, but just kind of do it anyway. I think as long as I know that what I do is helping other people, it's a little bit more reason to keep going. As long as I feel like I'm semi-relevant to the voices of the game, I think that's kind of what keeps me going. That, and I always like having a feeling of progress, you know? So, like, I'm trying to get stronger on my own, just like everyone else. Alright, who was this? This was Gibazine. Mulan 7? Yes, Mulan's pretty good to make early on. Okay, so... I'd probably rather have the Themis than the Detlaf or the Martin. Either one, whichever one. Probably doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. They're both mediocre. Honestly, once you reach this point, everyone that's below 10 stars is a waste of a space, is a placeholder. So these 4 don't even matter that much. So probably you keep Lorelei, you keep Aegina because of her silence, you keep Themis because of her revive, and maybe put in Dro because of her silence as well. So your 4 is Lorelei, Aegina, Dro, and Themis. Meanwhile, you focus your hardest on making this Freya T4 as fast as possible and work with that. Alright, so we'll give this a 7.5 as well, because it is a team that's in the right direction and doing fine. My choices for the 9-star stuff is just like, it's okay, it's not required. They're more useful heroes to put in here than these, but they're not going to be the game changers by any means. So it's not hugely important, and that's why I'm not deducting for that. Liang, my alt got 0 for 21. So no, you're not. I mean, take a look. I have 0 for 21 tries on this account. I think you're fine. 0 and 20 is perfectly fine. And Jack, if you only have 1700, you were not playing this event right. You must have missed logging in for like a day or 2 days even. 17 is no good. You are like 400 lower than you should be. So you must have missed logging in. All right. This is Thicknoz. Hi, Lynn. Honestly, you've got other choices. This team is okay the way it is. But, I mean, instead of the Medusa, maybe have the Skuld. Instead of the Vivienne, maybe have the Lorelei. This Medusa, I'm very unsure why this Medusa is on this team at all. Hey, Josh. A 7-star paired with a T1 is like waste of effort. So probably, definitely trade out that Medusa for somebody. 6-star Azathoth? Azathoth doesn't do enough for you. At this point, you're good on tanking. Adrea, I already said yes to that one. You asked that same question a while back. Pogi, you know what Draken has, right? He has Bale, Themis, and Kurt. And he has 2 Skulds. Like, he can beat any team. Like, there's no beating that. There is no... That's as perfect as it gets. He has all options covered. He didn't actually put in a team. He only put in his bag. And Hieropolis had the same, basically. He had 2 Valks, 2 Skulds, Bale, Themis. Or no. I think he also had Bale, Kurt, Themis. Like, when you've got that in your bag, I feel like that's as good as it gets. It almost doesn't matter what you pick. You're going to beat other teams like 90% of the time. So it's kind of like a 10 and go away score. So this team I think suffers with the Medusa, but it's not major. 0 pies is pretty normal. Azathoth would be fun, actually. Azathoth might be a fun one. I mean, he still banishes, but doesn't he only banish for one turn? Let me see here. Gallery, gallery, gallery. Azathoth, 6-star. Banishes for one turn. Okay, don't... Pokey, he had that kind of a team submitted. He had a team with Azathoth, Phoenix, Kurt, Valk, Lorelei, Skuld. That's basically a 10. Draken didn't submit a team, but Hieropolis did. And it's like, at that point it's a 10, you add Themis, it's a 10, you add you replace something with another Skuld, it's a 10. It's like, I don't know. Whatever. There, the package with pie is $50. You don't need to buy 2 packages with pies. Remember that you can buy a pie with 1,000. Your team works against most teams anyway. But there are ways to counter your team, I'm sure. I don't know them, but I'm sure there are ways to make your team fall apart. Azathoth, wait, Azathoth makes your team fall apart. He had Azathoth. So he then can destroy your team 90%. Potentially. So, you know, you have 2 bubbles in back. You have... Who do you have in back? Bale and... Who? Who is the other person in back? You had Kurt and Lorelei before. Did you move Skuld back there? Whoa, you actually made the Lindbergh, huh? Alright, Jack, that makes a lot more sense. 1,700 for free was not believable. Absolutely was not believable. Alright, so this team... I guess it's okay. It's not a terrible team. It's just nothing special team. Waiting for copies, but focus on the Freya T4 and maybe try and make the Phoenix 10-star along the line. I'll give it a 7. I feel like the quality of the fodder alongside it is meh. Hey, Azazel. 962? Okay. Then we'll go with a 962. I forgot. Draken got demoted. 9.62. I don't know. Hey, Muse. My mind's not fully in it right now. I'm still upset about losing $10. It's so stupid. Reven should have had the bracket. If Reven won his first round, he would have carried the bracket. But Draken got lucky. I'm a little bit peeved at that. But you know, I made the bet. I have to follow it. The guy that I bet on to win his bracket lost round 1. Which, the reason that he lost is because 50-50 he got put on defense and the other team picked him apart. It was completely a mirror match and he lost on defense. It's a little bit annoying. So here, we'll watch the fight real quick. So here, Reven's on defense on here. Like, look at this. This is pure mirror match. So how did the RNG work here? Themis weakened his Valk, but this Themis weakened his... This Themis weakened his Kurt, and that ruined him. He lost because Themis landed it on Kurt. It's 50-50 for that, but there was also a 50-50 on Odama coming through and having a chance. So, Draken did win his bracket, and I bet on Reven. Bang, this is your answer. My bet was on Reven, Draken's bet was on himself. But the one that mattered is this one. This is the one that mattered. So I won my bracket. And that is the most important thing tonight. And so I am going on, and let me see. I can beat these people. How close Draken is to Bold? Not much. Not very close. I do not always win. I have ones where I lose round 1. Hush you, Pogi. I'm trying to justify it to myself. I can beat Draken. I know I can. But... So my best possible is top 2, but most likely I'll beat Llama Man, and then we'll see how it goes. Oh wait, can we see how the bets went? We can't, huh? We can't see who people bet on. But here people bet on Milcrease, and he lost round 1. And here people bet on Magic, and he lost. But I got the right bets for those. So betting the highest doesn't win in this bracket. Did Veg do well for me? Let me see. Did Veg even attack? No, I won my first 2 every single time. Veg never even got to fight. So my Monkey King team tore apart Marshall's first. That one doesn't even matter. And then my big team stopped Marshall's second team. So Veg carried from the back line, I guess? Did I max pet? My 3 pets are all level 200. They're all level 200, and they all have all passives at 20. They all have all the passives leveled. So, Veg is the ultimate moral support. Cheer Bear. We'll call him the Cheer Bear. We'll see. I'll have to use him in the championship bracket, but we'll see how it goes. All right. So next is Grimfee. We can't name him Care Bear. That's how we get slapped with lawsuits. Muse, we knew that. I mean, I already told you that. And you actually knew that going in. No, Veg is good. I just didn't use him because nobody killed my first two teams. Alright, so why am I not leveling up my pet's active skill? That's a good question. Let me show you why. This is the HP of a Phoenix, okay? This is the level of HP that you are at when you are fighting people at T4, okay? People have about a million HP. When your pet has max level damage, max level 120, he does 50,000 damage. Now, when heroes had 200,000 life, 50,000's a lot. When heroes have 1,000,000 life, 50,000 damage is a drop in the bucket. So this does there's no point in leveling this. Leo, yes, but having him fire, his crit rate is very high. Like, for a pet to win this battle, that had to be so down to the wire. Like, there are so few situations where this damage makes the difference. There are so few. And this doesn't get buffed by skills. It doesn't get buffed by by lowering their defense or anything. Oh wait, does it? I don't think it does. I don't think this is affected by any of your heroes. So this is it. This is all you get. 50,000 damage. I'm not sure about that. Let me check something real quick. So obviously they're going to get defense with Scald. Obviously they will get defense with Scald. So let me see how this is going to work. Ah, okay. Here we go. Why isn't my pet firing skill? There we go. It did a straight up 52,675. So the pet's damage is not affected by anything. So that's it. This damage, hi Mr. Lowy. So easy test. We know that this pet does 52,000 damage, period. No buffs, no true damage, it's not affected by their defense, not affected by your buffs, by your team buffs, anything. That's it. Mr. Lowy, that's a great deal. So again, what is 50,000 damage to 1.2 million HP? What does it matter to this when Kurt sits there and does 1,000,000 damage with his skill? So that's why leveling the pet's active skill is basically useless. 52,000 is a big help? It's a big help when heroes have... Not even you. I mean, if they have 300,000 life, okay, fine. That's 13% of their HP. Doing 13% damage? Very good. I would take that. Doing 3-4%? Why? Now, if you've got money, go ahead, level it, you know? Sure, every little bit helps. It's useful to have, but when you consider how much it costs to level, when you consider how much gold you're going to sink into this, and the final levels cost like 10, 15 million gold, Who can afford that? Are you looking at 100 million gold that you just want to throw away in the blink of an eye for minimal increase? If you are, hey, do it. But it's not a high priority. This gold, you know what? You know what's better used by this gold? Obviously, yes, the passives, but if you've already maxed out the passives, you know what you'd rather use this gold on? Waste it on making gear. When you can give a hero like an extra 3% HP, 3% attack. Also, like Pogi said, I forgot, buy this. Roxette, it does not fire twice. They heal one turn, it's done. It is not required endgame. It is absolutely, absolutely useless endgame. Like, take a look at how much damage my Kurt does. Hold on, I have to screenshot this at the right time. Alright, is Reaper stronger than Hester? Yes. Look at how much I just did. Look at these numbers from Kurt. You would rather do 50,000 damage than 1,000,000? Like, look how much more it matters to have this kind of damage. So, no, there's better things to spend your gold on. Way better things to spend your gold on. I will probably never level my pet's actives. And 24 million purple souls is nothing. Like, how much do I have? I have 34 million, and it goes away instantly. Like, oh, I can't show you because I don't have anyone. Oh, I can. Hold on. You know why 34 million... You know how much 34 million purple does for you? 3 levels. 3 levels. So the need for purple is so high that you really can't have enough purple almost at any point on the game. Look at this. This team has 10 T4s. And look how much I need. I still can't finish this. So, yeah, purple is just always needed. This got way, way off track. Okay, back to Grimfee. Why? Why is Watchman in front? Wouldn't you be better off having Verthandi eat the emergency shield? Rune and talent for Skuld, attack, and then T1 depends on how much she survives. Change it depending. T2 damage reduced, T3 bubble. Change T1 between attack and HP depending on if she dies too fast or not. Machina, honestly, Veg I think does better if he tanks. Did you get stuck? You poor kid. Alright, so this one loses points for this tank. How well does this team do? Man, these are poor first T4 choices. or first 10-star choices. Freya Verth would have been better. Roxette, I really wish you would have submitted the team in the regular channels. I don't want to do team questions in chat. Well, he got second place in team, but he spent a lot. So he's just a whale on compared to smaller people. Wow, he made a 7-star Olivia instead of 9-starring his Watchman. What the heck? Vidya, I'm assuming that you already got those drops. So 140 is all drops from idling from now to the end. Tokai, you don't need to ask everything multiple times in all caps. I'm not sure why you choose to do that. If you don't have copies, you do not make multiple bad 10 stars. You keep your team at 9 stars because the moment that you start making 10 stars, you're going to start fighting 10 stars. It's going to change who you fight in expedition, in arena, and all of that. This is there's a reason that you make your first 10 stars matter. And these are not good ones. But wow, he must have pulled everything in elf to make this much elf. Like he made 3 elf 9 stars worth before anything else. That's amazing. So he pulled Miracle Eyes in elf. And I think that was also a poor decision because you could have, at this point, he should have been pulling them in heaven and hell. Then he could have had these copies. He's got, and Hung, you see these Verthondis, right? Like, tell me you see these Verthondis. And this 6-star, Heaven's Judge. This could be a 10-star Verthondi right now. And instead he made Dro. Pogi, I think that's too much thought. I don't think you need to think that far ahead. If that's 3 copies of Dro from the past, sure, but your first, at least within your first 2 to 3 10 stars, should be your first T4. I'm not going to go full on make your first 10 star, your first T4, and your second one your fodder. That's, people can't be that patient. It's very hard for players to be that patient. But one of these two should have been Verthondi or Freya. So, considering that all he is, Nathan, it's 153. Isn't it? Yeah, it's a. Oh no. That's from 280 from 280 to 300. It's actually, then it's more like 280 million. Sorry. 280 to 300 is 163 million, but 250 to 300 is closer to 300 million purple. Okay, what do we rate him? I mean, he wins. That's fine. He beats his opponents because he spent more than them. Does that mean it's a good team? No. No, it does not. Putting in money does not mean that it instantly makes your team good. 4. See, the problem is you rate it badly, but you also got to rate it based on how well it does. Like, let's say he's fighting against a team with 10 stars. He holds his own. I don't think it loses that terribly. I'll give him a 4.5. Like, it's not glaringly terrible. I think it actually does, it actually would do decently well against another team of the same level. So I'll give him a 4.5. And then I'll dock half a point for Watchman Tank. So that would be my answer. You lost a point because of that Watchman Tank. Two is real. I can't give it a 2 because it wins. It's not a terrible team. Luna does enough damage to help, and Dro gives enough survivability to be fine. It's not a terrible team. It's just the Watchman hurts it a lot. Putting Watchman in tank is just a very questionable idea. And again, because he is a whale on his server, it really doesn't matter what he does because he's going to kill everybody that probably barely even has 6 stars. Or barely even is making their first 9-star. It's not a fair comparison, but I'm not rating it based on how he does on his server. I'm rating based on how he would do against an actual team that was the same strength as his. This picture doesn't help me. Wow! Wow! Wait, you didn't submit a team! Alright. This guy did not submit a team. So, speaking of teams that get way worse, here is one. Wow. Alright, so this is Faded Penguin. Reaper 10 destroys a lot of things. Alright, so I'm going to make up a team. I'm just going to say, I don't know, Ultima, Verth, Freya, Medusa, Valkyrie, Themis. I'm just going to make up a team. And I'm going to score that team very poorly. Ultima actually does a good job of tanking at this level, but the thing is, Ultima A makes your backline faster, which doesn't matter because 9 stars and 8 stars will never be faster than 10 stars. B, you're upping their damage, but your damage sucks because Medusa's damage, as we know, Medusa T4 loses to 10 stars. That's how bad she is. 10-star Medusa will lose to 9 stars. So you're upping Medusa's damage, who is not a carry. I mean, he DM'd me his team, but I think it's going to be what I... Okay. Ploser, before I look at your team, let me tell you. The team that I just said, which was Ultima, Verth, let me see, Freya, Medusa, Valk, Themis. In that order, with Ultima, Verth, Freya in front, and the back 3 can be whatever it is. If your team is not that, I'm docking more points. Because it means that you don't know how to use Ultima. So, I'm warning you now that this could go very poorly. Okay, luckily for Ploser, his team was exactly what he just told me. Well, he used Dro instead of Freya, which is fine. Honestly, Dro is a better choice than Freya, so I'm happy that your team was basically what I said, and almost in the exact same order, just with Dro. So, okay. So your team composition is about what it should be. However, you have no damage. You do not have the damage to stop other 10 stars. Because you have 10 stars, I'm critiquing you against 10 stars, and you don't got it. Ultima does no damage. We know this. Medusa's damage is bad. And she's very squishy. So very honestly, on this team, Medusa's the second one to die. Dro is first, and Medusa is second. So, unfortunately, this team gets like a 4. It's better than Grimfy's team. No, it's worse than Grimfy's team. What do you think, Pogi? 3.5? Plosts are absolutely safe for star shards. How many Oh, he's got a lot of Freyas. How to use Ultima? The way that Ultima works is, if Ultima gets to fire her skill, your backline gets 30 speed faster at 10 stars. So you're using it in order to make your backline slightly faster. However, because he's got Valkyrie and Themis in the back, they're slow. And they will never be faster than a 10 star. So if they have 10 stars as fodder, then, or if they have 10 stars, these two, Ultima's skill did nothing. So now what's left is using Ultima to reach 50% HP and buff your entire team by 30%. And Medusa does not do carry level damage. And we know that 9 stars don't do comparable damage to 10 stars normally. So he has no equalizing factor to help him. Should you make Freya 10 and not use Dro? Yes. Please, yes. Pogi, and actually, honestly, I don't think Medusa is that great at 10. Medusa does fine when she's not completely outclassed by her opponent, but she doesn't do carry level damage. This we have known from the very beginning. We have known that Medusa was never strong enough to be an early 10 star. We knew this from the 10 star days. So we're trying to and you say that this can beat Grimfy? No, because Grimfy has Luna and Dro. Grimfy's got better healing, better crowd control, and Luna casting her skill gives her a 70% damage resist. This guy can't get through Luna. He's only got one hero that does it, and that's Medusa. What is Valk 9 gonna do against 10 stars? Let me see here. Valkyrie 10 star is the one that reduces enemy attack. So Valkyrie doesn't even have attack reduction at 9 stars. Well, Dro is only scary if you've got clerics, which he's only got 2. And we don't care about losing Ultima. And we don't really care about losing Verthandi. So Dro's cleric stone is not that useful. Grimfy has low levels on his 10 stars. You're looking at what I'm looking at, right, Kirill? You're looking at these two. You're looking at the same thing I'm looking at, right? These are low level 10 stars too. Where did you get that Grimfy has lower levels than Faded? I think Luna would actually shut down his team. But Pogi, the clerics are not his damage. Medusa, Valk, Themis is his damage. So by Dro shutting down the clerics, it doesn't stop him. It doesn't stop his damage. Grimfee's Luna is 140? No way. Was it that low? Alright, Kirill, you are not looking at the same thing I'm looking at. Kirill, you were absolutely not looking at the same teams I was looking at, because Grimfee's team has max level 10 stars. Like, where do you... So I don't know what you're saying. I think this team loses to Grimfee's. I strongly believe that Grimfee's team beats this one. Muse, we talk about their team as it is right now against other teams of similar strength. I think this team struggles to beat a Dro 10. Dro's healing is way stronger than he can handle at this, unless he gets very lucky petrifies with Medusa. And if you know Medusa, her petrify rate is about 15%, I think. Let me check. It is 20%. Her petrify rate is 20%. I determine it in another team that has 2 10 stars that I would consider average relative to your choice, meaning of decent rarity, which is probably like a Freya and, I don't know, a Shoot or something like that. A Freya and a Verthandi would be the average. Easy to get, common, everything. Free Skull at 2200, yes. Regardless of any of your pie drop luck, 2200 guarantees a free skull. At 5-star, battles tend to go about 6 rounds. At 9-star, they go anywhere from like 4 to 8 rounds. At 10-star, they go like 4 to 6 rounds or something like that. So yes, Grimfee wins this one. So I'm gonna give this a 3.5. I made it transparent. That's weird. Why isn't it transparent? Okay, I'll re-upload a wait, hang on, let me check something. Maybe they aren't. There's white on them. Okay, I'll have to redo them with transparencies then. Rama, the priority list is over there. I only have one emote, and that's it, so I'll redo that one. The icon is my one Twitch emote, which is Olivia. So I'll mess with that later. That's weird. I swear they were transparent. Why wouldn't they be okay, now I'm annoyed. Come on. So the thing that I'm saying is that for people that are questioning how they're doing, I'm assuming that they went through at least some sort of thinking process. Oh, it's not transparent at all. Oh, what happened here? Huh, okay. I messed up. I didn't make transparent ones. Okay, so next is Flashy. 1, 2, 3. Crap, there's like 20 people left. I'm not going to get to everybody. If I'm going too slow, you guys need to spank or to slap me. Ignore I said that other one. Ignore what I said. But you guys need to slap me and make me hurry up. Because I get too distracted. I didn't say that. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I said ignore it. I said ignore it. He has 2 S's, not 2 H. Pogi, you don't. The answer is you don't. Okay. Oh my god, why do you have 2 T1s? Ritik, the answer is there. Ragnarok, period. Period. I don't care what else you have. Take the Ragnarok. Alright, so this on its own would be like a 7, 6.5 team. It would be a 7.5 team. But you have this, which is extremely stupid. You would have rather had Freya either one of these at T2 than have both of them at T1. So we're going to give this a 6.5 because you lose a point for bad priorities on leveling. Hi, Craft Kids. Alright, this, we're going to move forward. This is Obkureni Kavgayok. Okay, we're just going to call him Kavgayok. Kavgayok. Okay, we'll call him that. Nobody needs to know how to clip things. Is this last year's Christmas frame? Which one? I think that's... Yes, I think so. Ha! You can't share links. No links for you. No links for you. You can do nothing with that clip. It will die in obscurity. Alright, Taylor, this is you. Wait, Taylor, are you... You are the Russian one, or you were Flashy? Oh, you're Flashy? Freya is in Soul Shop. Verthandi is in Advanced Wheel, or no, is in Expedition Shop. You don't need to pull them to get those copies. So it's very easy to get copies of them. And also they're both on Advanced Wheel, so you can pull them there too. So from now on, focus on one of them and make them T4. Verthandi is a more stable choice. Alright, this team... This is good. This is solid. This I'm going to give a 7.5, and there's no improving on it, minus getting the amazing heroes. Minus getting Skuld, getting Kurt, all of that. This is great position, great balance, and everything. This is great. Your first 10-star... Honestly, Verthandi would be a great one. Phoenix would be a great one. Either of those is great. Rama Veg is amazing, but only if you have a full team of T4s. Lore on slot 3, it really doesn't matter. He's got solid tanks here. It's going to be rare that anybody ever attacks this spot. I'm going to delete that link real quick. I need to delete something on Discord. I need to, you know what I need? I need that thing from Men in Black. I need to wipe everyone's memory. I need to wipe people's memory. Okay. So, moving forward. Never got said. Never got said. Next is Yama. How many am I at? Like 20. Yikes. Let's get to 30 and I'll quit. Oh god, it's already been 3 hours. Okay, let's do... How many am I at? 4, 10, 11. So I'm at 21. I'm going to do 9 more, and then I'm going to quit for tonight. And you guys need to keep me in control next time. You know, I was really happy to see this team because he has good heroes leveled. But these 3 are T3. They are not all T4s, so he loses points for uneven leveling. He loses quite a lot of points for uneven leveling. So this would have been a 7.5 team, and we're going to drop it to 6.5 minus a point for bad leveling. So obviously you've got your priorities, which is to finish leveling any of these. It doesn't matter if he's working on them. He should have finished one of these before starting a new one. There's no point in wasting all these resources for a hero that gets stopped here and you just sit there with them at weak level when you could have been working on somebody else to be stronger. So you should have finished some of these. At this point, I'm assuming he's already got 2 star shards, and he could have easily been buying these with moonstones to finish. So poor priority choices. A great team heroes wise, but poor leveling choices. And he's got 2, 3, 6 Themises. Not quite enough. Alright, next is... Whoa. Alright, next is Guarov, who did not submit last time. I was just making sure. I wouldn't worry about what your build is before T4. Speed Lore is built specifically to handle Freyas, among other things. So yes, it's nice for him to have a speed lore. What?
Oh, I'm sucking in baby.
Oh.
How much longer?
Hopefully like 15 minutes.
Okay. I already heated up the shepherd's pie.
Okay. Alright, speed run critique. This guy would have been a 7.5, but for the same reason loses a point. Why are people doing this? What is this? What is this? T3, T2, T1? Why? Why do you do that? Well, you have good heroes. Work on them. These are not... Aegina should not have been your second T4. Hopefully not first, but not a good choice at second. I've seen this a lot today, and I don't like it. Aegina doesn't hold up at this level. You should... If you... Like, he could have been working on Verthandi. Verthandi is so easy to get. Like, a T4... Like, look at all the 9 stars that went into making these. He could have used them all and had a T4 Verthandi by now. And that would have helped him so much more than this. So, no. Bad choices. Bad choices. Alright, Sanasam. Wait, did you submit last time? I feel like you did. You did not. Phoenix is not a good first one. Phoenix doesn't do enough damage to be a first T4. What? What? Not... I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, so this guy, S-Bomb. Phoenix is a very good tank. Oh, right. Guarov has the Chesia skin. Ooh. Poor guy. You know what's kind of funny is Azathoth actually could tank here. Azathoth would survive like 2 or 3 turns as tank. And why is Kurt in back? Kurt pretty much should always be in front. Okay. So team composition wise, it's okay. Good night, David. Draconic Scroll is very hard to use. It's pretty much only for Friends Boss. Friends Boss, Guild Boss. It's very hard to use aside from that. Alright, I can't dock points because on Verthandi? No, it's not useful on Verthandi. I would say try Azathoth tank. He's going to do better than you think he does. So I would say Azathoth, Verthandi, Kurt, and then the other 3 in the back. It's not that important, but otherwise this is a solid 7.5 team. Oops, I didn't put a person. Who is this? This is Sanasam. King, I don't know what the rest of his thing has. Rohan, that's very rude. Foad, best is to save. But if you are absolutely struggling for no progress, you can pull if you really want to. Is this BIOS? Okay, it's BIOS. Huh. Huh. Now, I know that Lorelei tank can... Oh, wait a minute. You're in my guild. Yo, this guy is... That's... He's in my guild. Alright. Hold on. Do I have him on my friends list? He is not on my friends list. Let's see if I can find him. Oh, he's in 2nd place. Alright, check this out. I am going to challenge it. Now, this is my team, which is not amazing by any means, but I will challenge him with this team. Let's go, BIOS. Oh. Oh, my Lorelei. I got wrecked. I got wrecked. He has Azathoth, which kind of disables my Monkey King. Now, Marquito has been using... Or no, not him. Yamzi? Someone else on this cluster has been using Lorelei tank. I don't think this is a fight that I win, actually. I think that I lose this like 8 times out of 10. Because Azathoth demolishes Monkey King. This I know. I know Azathoth demolishes Monkey King, which means that now I'll try it with something else. Actually, he kind of blows up Phoenix too, but... Man, my poor Lorelei. Yeah, no, I don't beat this team. So, it works. This team clearly works. Lorans, I lost all of those. You know that, right? I am the team on the left, and I lost very badly both times. Monkey King loses to Azathoth because Azathoth disables his revive. If somebody else takes Skuld's revive, and Monkey King has Executioner's Call on him when he dies, he does not revive. Same with Phoenix. So Azathoth actually tears this team apart. And the only way that I would have a good chance against that team is if I were to have a burster like Kurt. And I don't have that on this account. This account is actually pretty weak. Like, I would not rate my own account higher than like a 7.5. Like, this team, I'd give it like a 7.5. So this is a very strong counter to mine, but then below burst. So a team like this, I imagine Bios would lose 10 out of 10, right? I imagine he loses 10 out of 10 against this. Maybe 9 out of 10. And even against Lihome would blow him up 8 or 9 out of 10. So his team does really good against mine, but bad against burst. So we saw his team in action. We know what it's capable of. I know Yeah, Lihome that team is strong. You would give my team an 8? Honestly, yeah, okay. My team's not bad. Azathoth is actually a very specific counter to specific things. It works on Phoenix, it works on Monkey King, it works on Mars. It doesn't work on Skuld, and it doesn't work on Themis. But Azathoth wrecks revivers. So, Cynthia, I'm going to give you an 8.5 because your team it's solid as hell. Okay, so Pogi says a Kurtless team probably can't get above 8.5. That's pretty much true. Kurt really raises the bar so much higher than anybody else can get to. Like, in order to handle Kurt's kind of damage, it's honestly very hard. Now, that being said, I don't try that hard on this account, so, you know, what I've got is like, I don't play peaks, I barely do expedition, all that stuff, so that account I don't care about. So it's not a good barometer to fight a team like this, but you can kind of see what an above average, like about slightly above average team would do. If you take out the countering revives, Azathoth's utility goes down a lot. Because his whole thing is denying healing, and revives is counted in it. Now, if he has the healing counter and not the revive counter, his utility still goes down quite a bit. Hi, Proyecto. Tank Lore. Now, remember that Lore, when she hits 50%, she heals herself. Plus, you are Plus, you've got her T3, which raises her crit rate. So she actually has quite a bit of damage potential. Actually, let me fight it again and oh, whoops. Let me show you kind of what damage he got out of his Lorelei, because it's going to be higher than you think. Like, look at or no, wait. Hey, I disabled. Hey, I won! I skipped the fight and that's what I got? Alright, that probably doesn't happen very often. UV Scold is very much worth it. Scold is always worth it. Alright, so this is more what we should be seeing. Look at this Lorelei's damage. His Lorelei did the most damage on his entire team. Michal, Azathoth is a better tank, but Monkey King doesn't do much outside of tanking. So Azathoth can be good support on top of Azathoth. Or Azathoth can be support while Monkey King tanks. If I had Azathoth, this Lorelei wouldn't do as good as it does. True. Alright. Banning Muse. I'm gonna ban Muse. Okay. Back to... So... Wait. I keep saying he, but your name is Cynthia. Okay, whatever. We'll just say he. Okay. Use both. Azathoth is better to keep because there are other tanks that don't have to be Monkey King. You can use other tanks. Okay, so I don't know how I won, but his Lorelei did 0 damage, so somehow I completely shut down his Lorelei for that whole fight. It happens. Speed for tank lore? No, you don't need to. Because you bank on her getting hit and then returning fire with a strong... with stronger skill because of her T3. Alright, next is Batosai. Oh my god, I am never gonna live this down. I am never gonna live this down. Okay, I am going to carry on as if it never happened, and that is it. Speed for Freya, but I wasn't using Freya. Oh no, I am using Freya. Oops. How is my Freya built? I think this Freya is actually built for speed. Yeah, my Freya actually has speed. Hey Jack. Azza against lore tank? It would work. It would work. It's one way to counter. Alright. The other way to counter it is just using Kurt. Kurt would tear up that team. So there's multiple ways to beat it. C'est la vie, they basically made it so that all teams have aura all the time. No more unity. Alright, let's see here. Oh my god, it's so late. And I only did 4 people. Ah! Alright. You guys are terrible. Slap counter is not high enough. Why is this curtain back? Interesting. Interesting. I guess, like, I don't feel like this team is that amazing, actually. I feel like this team is not amazing. If it was Verthandi Freya, it's fine. But then you add these two that aren't that amazing at this point. I guess it's okay. But I really feel like Detlef destroys this team. Like Verth Detlef would take this team apart. Freya dies turn 2. Aegina dies... Oh, no, wait. Verthandi dies turn 3. But then these two might carry it back. Hey, Nandini. I guess it's okay. But let's say they have Verthandi, Valkyrie, Detlef. Let's just say they have 3. I think you lose. So it's okay. I feel like it falters a little bit against like a mediocre other team, but we'll give it a 7.5. And yeah, switch Kurt to the front. Kurt always should be in the front. Like his skill damage, his skill defense, his skill damage reduction is too good to give up. Star Shards and Aegina? Yes. Yes, put Star Shards on Aegina. Skill damage resistance. Rishikesh, because of Moonstones, it actually doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter. Skuld is better, but take whichever one you can use more. Kenan, exactly the same answer to you. Whichever one directly helps you more. Because a T3 Skuld doesn't help as much as a T4 other hero, so keep that in mind. Alright, let's see here. Man, I can't believe someone on my server came just to beat me up. On my own server. Yikes. Kurt 10 just to survive? It should be... He still should be in the back, though. Kurt 10 ups his own defense versus being in the front and helping everyone else's defense. What good does the Kurt do? He doesn't do any damage. His damage relative to everyone else? Not a non-factor. Alright, so this is Chris Ng. I still don't know how to pronounce that last name. And good night, Nathan. Thanks for stopping in. Alright. I waited too long. Next one will be the last one. Wow. Nandini, you can join my Discord. Or you could join... yeah, the Discord would be a safe place to join. What is your profile picture? It looks like a candle. It's too small to see. Pogi, you are having way too much fun with this. Way too much fun with this. Alright, these are poor choices. Again with the Aegina, and now Dro, who we know is not solid here. Working on Lorelei is great, but it's after Dro. You were better off converting the Dro. Alright. So we'll give this team a 7. I'll give it a 7 because just your hero choices are not strong enough to compete against other people that have 4 T4s. Like, Dro has so much been a non-factor. Wait, there's a new code? Alright, let me check. What is it? TTH thanks GG. For 400 gems. Alright, let's put that up. All right, working gift code. Working gift code. TTH thanks GG. As you can see, 400 gems. Okay. So, okay, so Chris Ng gets a 7. CMEC. Yeah, I gotta end. I've been going too long, and she already made food, and I'm missing dinner, so I can't keep going. What? Where'd it go? Why'd it go away? Alright, so see, where did my thing go? Here we go. I hate everybody right now. Okay, alright, you know what? Wow, everybody is just making this Aegina. He did not post his team, but it doesn't matter too much. He's got one Lorelei. Well, Lorelei would be a nice one later. All right, so this one I'll just give a 7.5. I think it's fine. I think this team is fine. You're on the right progress here. You're just waiting for better heroes. Nandini, in the group description, in the video description, is a link to my Discord. If you join there, you can ask questions. There's a lot of people that are willing to help you. Doesn't matter how new or old a player you are. If you have questions, people will help. I think Aegina is not a good early T4, just because of how squishy she is. So I think that she ends up getting hurt by them having Valk or Freya. I think she's fine. It's just that if their first T4s were Valk Freya, Aegina would then die like early. And that kind of hurts her quite a bit. But she's definitely good. I just think she's too squishy. It wouldn't be that much different than this being like a Chessia or something. Or not this. What am I looking at? Like a Chessia or a something else. Scold, yes, her revive is wasted, but she does still have good healing. And let me see, what does her let me see here. What does her 10-star skill have? It still ups crit rate and true damage for the whole team, so it's not that bad. STR Blur, neither of them. Neither of them are good. Neither of them are easy to use, and they're not endgame viable. As rare as they are, they really just are not that special. Hi, Christian. Okay, so yeah, so CMEC will give you a 7.5. I think you're doing fine. You're just waiting to get better copies of heroes. You did a good job with hero leveling. Okay, that's going to be it for me tonight. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so I will not be streaming. And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving in your country, well, you have your other holidays. We have ours. This is our holiday, and so I will be at dinner with my parents. Alright, I'm banning Pogi next. Never happened. Never happened. Alright, good night, guys. See you next time. I'll be back on probably Friday with Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, and so if you're in the US or you celebrate Thanksgiving, then have a happy Thanksgiving. If not, have a happy Thursday.